to you from my house right down the street from Memphis, Tennessee, right down the street from the Memphis Wrestling WrestleCenter. And this is the live reaction to episode 246 entitled Underdog. And that's exactly what we saw in today's main event. Ray Sanders potentially punching his ticket to the #1 contendership for Psycho Simon's Memphis Heritage Championship. Now, you would think that that is a huge reward for winning a big match, is getting an opportunity, but fighting Psycho Simon in a no rules match for the Heritage Championship, I don't know if that's very much of a reward, but congratulations to Ray Sanders. We're going to talk all about it. Huge main event. Also, a little bit of distinction, it looks like, within the ranks of the new wave, and we've been seeing that week after week after week. I do want to talk a little bit about that and compare it a little bit to the Bloodline here in just a bit, because these guys are like brothers from another mother. They're going to bicker, they're going to fight, but how far will they take it? So hello, everybody. Once again, Dustin Starr here. I want to remind everybody that our next live television taping is on Sunday, November 23rd, featuring the WWE Hall of Famer. Jerry the King Lawler is coming to Memphis Wrestling, and you could potentially see him in the programming coming up as you've seen the commercials. Lots of really fun stuff. I'm going to talk in detail about my meeting with Jerry the King Lawler in Members Only. Members Only is immediately following this live reaction. I'll answer all your details of those immediately following this. So click the join button. I believe it's $3.99 a month. And also, you'll see behind the scenes footage that nobody else gets to see. And here recently, we uploaded 2 brand new videos. A lot of behind the scenes stuff if you're not able to come to the WrestleCenter. So let me get caught up right here. While I'm doing that, you guys go ahead and put your questions. What you like most about the episode. Ray Sanders versus Psycho Simon. Also, Tim Bosby and Vashon Harvey appear to be on a collision course for another match. Another big victory for Hang Time Marco Harris here today as well. So lots to talk about, including coming up with our members only. Eddie Kane is in the house. I've got questions all day long from Eddie Kane. Main event Ben was sporting his HBK gear today, and I know that was a little leftover from Halloween, but always good to see Ben in the audience. He's got some questions for members only as well. Big boy Bargo, what's up? Hello, how are you feeling today? I am feeling awesome because tonight I get to PA or host, if you will, another season of the Memphis Hustle, which is the G League team for the Memphis Grizzlies. We had games on Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So it has been rocking and rolling with the Grizzlies and now with the Memphis Hustle. So that's going down tonight. And of course, on November 23rd, the King is coming for our live television taping. That is going to be sold out. So if you are waiting to get your ticket, do not do that. Send me a message, save a seat, something, because they're gone. Also, December the 14th, the Good Brothers are coming to Memphis Wrestling, also the hometown main. So I'm feeling pretty good. John is in the house. What's up? Old School Dave says the hair's on point. I am ready for this live reaction. I'm ready for members only, and I'm ready for tonight at Lander Center. What's up, Jeff? How are you? Eddie Kane's putting up those fresh new emojis of the King, Jerry Lawler himself. What's up, Joseph Earl Dawson? One of the very first fans of Memphis Wrestling or Championship Wrestling. Eddie Kane says, Kingfish. Patrick Moore's in the house. He says he can't wait. I know, brother. I know you've got some questions, and I've got some answers today. Bo says, Ray gonna need to use the entire parking lot to have a slight sliver of a chance against Psycho Simon. It is purely David versus Goliath. Just like today, the 420-pound problem, Aaron Roberts. Somehow, some way of miscommunication with Zay Washington. Also, Derek King being at the ringside area doing commentary was a big help for Ray Sanders today as he was able to pick up the victory over Aaron Roberts. Aaron Roberts is a former Memphis Heritage champion. He is the one and only Grand Slam champion in Memphis Wrestling and was a WWE ID prospect. So that's huge. Big victory for Ray Sanders. So one would have to think that if Ray Sanders can beat Aaron Roberts, could he beat Psycho Simon and become the Memphis Heritage champion? We'll see. What's up, Thomas? How are you? Main event Ben said, how about the new guy RJW with Geo Savage? This is a big old boy. Now, I've said week after week that Notorious Bradley is one of the biggest dudes in Memphis Wrestling, and having RJW, the judge, standing across face to face, bro, that's a big old boy. Joseph Earl says it was a great show. My favorite part was RJW. RJW is nothing to play with. That's awesome. I'm glad you guys enjoy RJW. Him and Geo Savage, two big old boys, and I can't wait to see them lock horns with the LA Hustlers. Thomas says, I hope there will be a new woman talent for WWE ID soon. I think they said something about announcing that. I think they're announcing new talent. I don't know anything about that. All I know is I am pulling hard for a couple of these folks here at Memphis Wrestling. If there's anything that I can do to help push them over the edge, I am definitely going to do that. I'll talk about that more on Members Only as well. Eddie K-Man said he got his ticket yesterday. Hey, yo, Eddie, do you need those other tickets? I think you had 3 saved. If you don't need those other 2, we'll put those bad boys on sale. Jonesy, let's see. Bosby was fantastic on commentary. I love that. I love when wrestlers can sit down and do commentary, and it's not easy to do, guys. And also, a lot of stuff is so fast-paced. You have to figure out where to insert whatever it is that you're going to say because you don't have a whole long time because something else starts happening. But yeah, Bosby was able to give some good insight. Love having him at the commentary table. And I do agree with Maria. It's better to have the Boz than it is to have Step Brad. Bruh, you look like Corn Star. I don't even know what that means. What is that? Somebody help me out. Looking forward to WWE Hall of Famer Jerry the King Lawler. Me too. More on that on Members Only. Looking like an evil movie boss. I'll take it. Just wait till you see me in a suit, bro. Are you kidding me? My step Brad still has me grounded. Snuck my phone. CJ Clapp is in the house. That's CJ Money. You guys go ahead and take his subscribe button to Slap City if you want to. Breezy's in the house. What's up, Breezy? You need to come join us at the WrestleCenter, man. Eddie Cademan says Aaron Roberts never won the Cobra Cup. The Cobra Cup's not necessarily a championship. It's very much like Money in the Bank. So you're right, though. He's never won Cobra Cup yet. Thomas, what's up? Kale, will Memphis Wrestling join the NEAT? What is the NEAT? Oh, the NWA. No, we're not joining the NWA. I don't even know what that means to join the NWA. I mean, we have a weekly episodic television program of over 246 original episodes now featuring stars from all across different lives of professional wrestling. And then also Jerry the King Lawler coming on November 23rd. The Good Brothers coming on December 14th. What do we need to join anywhere for? Also, we have very solid television time slots all around us. So I think we're doing very, very well and without joining anybody else. Now, if the NWA wanted to tag team with us to do something fun like JCW, the United Wrestling Network, Reality of Wrestling and stuff like that, that would be awesome. So I'm here for that. Big Boy Bargo says, what happened to Aaron Roberts to his WWE ID contract? He is no longer under contract. Looks like the contract ended in October. I think his was probably September, but October, and they're signing new talent to those deals right now, from what I understand. Brandon says, did Step Braddy let CJ Money go trick-or-treating? Oh, man, hopefully he had something better than that leprechaun costume that he had. Main Event Ben said, Hollywood Jimmy just couldn't leave well enough alone when it comes to the dogs. Yeah, how about that? He cost the business dogs the trios rings is what I think, because, I mean, name a better trio in Memphis Wrestling. Well, the Super Friends are pretty good too. But anyways, now we've got Main Event Money going up against the Super Friends with the rings on the line. Should be an entertaining matchup, but yeah, Hollywood Jimmy Blaylock and his Secret Service coming out and causing the distraction once again, picking on Zaya Wolf. Hopefully that comes back to bite him later. Andrea's in the house. Hey, Dustin, how excited are you to have the Good Brothers in Memphis Wrestling? I'll tell you what. It's too sweet. Y'all too sweet me. Too sweet me in the chat, y'all. Boom. Also, be sure to join Members Only. Big Members Only coming up. Got pages of questions and topics here. But yeah, I'm super excited. Also, it looks like I'll be joining their podcast coming up as well very soon. So I think Talking Shop, I'll be doing that with the Good Brothers very, very soon. So looking forward to those guys. Also, they're going to be a part of Gotham City Wrestling coming up. We could talk about that as well in the in Members Only, but I believe Gotham City Wrestling will be available on this YouTube channel in the coming weeks. Also, you get a preview of Gotham City Wrestling coming up on tomorrow's Championship Wrestling, so stay tuned for that. And of course, you can watch every episode of Memphis Wrestling absolutely free in full right here on this YouTube channel. And I mentioned on the live chat that we are going to have a new playlist coming very soon, Jerry the King Lawler matches. So just wait. This is going to be really, really good stuff. And then also this channel is going to grow with more and more content in the coming weeks and in the coming months. Thomas says, I'm looking forward to NXT Gold Rush in 2 weeks. NXT's been killing it. Super Friends are cool, says Eddie Kane Main. Those are my faves. I don't know, I love the business dogs too. I don't have faves, but I love those guys and girls. Andrea says, hey, Dustin, how do you feel about Nick Aldis suspending Drew McIntyre last night? I don't know where they're going with this. I mean, it's almost like Drew McIntyre is snake bitten. He's so good, but there's always somebody that's just going to be above him to where he can't get that championship belt, especially when Cody has it, right? So I don't know where they're going with it, but hopefully it's something good and something fresh for Drew McIntyre. I am a fan of Drew. I've got a history with Drew McIntyre. Patrick Moore says, does Aaron Roberts still have a chance of getting on WWE in the future? Yes, absolutely. Especially if he's able to progress here in the next 3 years. He'll be back and in a big way. But if he doesn't, then he won't. CJ Money, he found me on my phone. Tune in next week for Main Event Money Beatdown. Oh boy, here we go. Too sweet in the chat. Brad Silverback says, hi, Dustin. First time I saw you was at Global Force Wrestling debut show at the ballpark. Jim Cornette was there and the Tate twins. Yes, I wrestled Chris Masters. That was really fun. Lots of people putting the 5 in the sky. And doing that match, this is more for members only, but that match got me a lot of heat with Burt Prentice because Jeff Jarrett was running very close to where Burt Prentice was running. And so Jeff asked me to cancel the Burt booking so I could do that booking. I did. It got me a lot of heat. But also, great match with Chris Masters. If you go back and watch that, it's available, I believe, on 5-Star Fan Cam right here on YouTube. But I nearly injured my knee really badly. But it was like rubber, man. It just went right back into place. So go check that out, see if you can catch it. But yeah, that was very cool. Jackson, Tennessee. Jackson Generals. When's the next wrestling seminar for Memphis Wrestling? We've got training on Mondays and Wednesdays every single week. I'm not sure when the next actual seminar will be, but I would imagine that one is coming up very soon. Gabe Sapolsky will be joining us probably in first quarter of 2026. It's been so busy, but Gabe Sapolsky, WWE agent and scout, and also over WWE Evolve and WWE ID, he'll be doing a seminar very soon. Black Ninja. Zach says, off topic, your hairstyle is solid AF. I appreciate that, brother. Oh, yeah. Good afternoon, everybody. There's Brian. What up? He says, great episode today. And that's what I'm looking forward to. Jerry Lawler's playlist. It is coming soon. I'm going to have that for you. Some more Too Sweets. I remember Bert. Jerry Lawler did commentary with Jim Ross. He did, but also he's one of the most famous wrestlers and most successful wrestlers out of Memphis, Tennessee. I thought Burt Prentice sold his company to Mike Porter. Yes, I think he did, but I think Porter sold it back. These guys were trading the company and all kind of stuff. It was always a work. Brad says RIP Burt Prentice. Yep. So, well, I'll save that for members only. Sorry. You guys remind me to tell you about Burt Prentice in the members only. Mark Posey's in the house. What's up? My man Mark is here. You guys get out of here with that 6-7 stuff. Come on. Matthew with the Too Sweet. I got a couple of more minutes if you guys want to talk about this week's episode. If not, then I'm going to flip over to members only so you guys can join members only. Let's see if I can put the link. You guys can find the link. It just says join. Just click join. You can join members only. We got a ton of topics to talk about. We're going to talk about Scorpio Sky. Where was he? We're going to talk about collaborating with other wrestling companies potentially. We're going to talk about the Southern Heavyweight Championship versus the Memphis Heritage Championship. We're going to talk about Jerry the King Lawler and my meeting with the King and how this all came about. And then also on members only, you get behind the scenes footage of things going on at the WrestleCenter while our like getting ready for the show. I hope you guys really enjoyed that, as well as some other really cool stuff. Side-Eye Doll says, where is the Reverend of Walker Hayes? I have no idea. So dude fell off the face of the earth. You tell me. That could also be a members-only conversation right there where we can go in depth about that. As you guys saw, press release went out. A little bit of a spoiler, but not so much because you don't know exactly what happened. But if you missed it, go to our page and you will see any of our social media pages, really, and you'll see Marco Stunt is here and joined us in Memphis Wrestling. So lots of really fun stuff coming up. Old School Dave says, Maria sure does age like fine wine, buddy. I know. Who you telling? She's looking as gorgeous as ever. Eddie Kane Main says Eli Knox is the next superstar in Memphis Wrestling. Oh my gosh, this guy went on a whole tirade about how he hates Memphis, and Eddie Kane Main loves him. What, are you kidding me? I'm not on members only, says Big Boy Bargo. Just join it, man. It's $3.99. Very, very easy. We're going to talk about all sorts of behind-the-scenes stuff. Hi, Dustin. Ray Sanders gets better and better every week. I agree, man. What a big victory for Ray Sanders. Also, Derek King getting involved there at the end. not really in a physical way, but just like more in a, you know, authoritative way. Like, hey, Zay, it's enough, bro. And just enough distraction, just enough space for Ray Sanders to pick up that victory. Patrick says Scorpio Sky has UWN title shot coming up. Maybe if he wins, if you could book a title match. We'll talk about Scorpio Sky because I'm none too pleased with him. We'll talk about him in members only. Because if I say something here, it's not going to be nice. Andrea says, when are we getting big mains against each other? I have no idea, but just wait till next week because there's another wrinkle in this whole thing coming up. Big John Dalton and K Toomer. Holy cow, what a tag team they were. But this might be a bigger rivalry than even they were as a tag team. We'll see. Stay tuned. I'm loving that. I think I've seen Eli Knox, but I can't remember where. Says Patrick. Big Boy says, what happened to Gun Show? Gun Show is hurt, man. I don't know if Gun Show is going to make a return. Yeah, Eddie K, man, I won't. Brian says, great storytelling. Thank you. I already got a couple more minutes here, guys. If there's something you want to talk about. If not, I'm going to flip over to members only. I got a big basketball game tonight. It's opening night for the Memphis Hustle at Landers Center. And that's the G League, which is the Gatorade League. That is the developmental team for the Memphis Grizzlies. Of course, I've hosted the Memphis Grizzlies for the last 10 seasons. This is my 11th season. I've been with the Memphis Hustle since day one, which was 2017. So this will be my 8th season. I've been there since day one. I'll be at the table making the calls on PA, so it should be a whole lot of fun. Side-Eye Doll says something about the Twins of Salem hash fish gills on the side of their face. I have no idea. They're actually not on today's television program, so I have no idea. Don't know. Eddie Kane Man says, do you think John Morant will be traded? Oh, man. Potentially. I mean, if he's not happy, which it seems like he's happy after last night. So, I mean, if the problem persists, I mean, they would potentially have to trade him. I don't know that he will be, but, I mean, it could happen. Nixie XS did get on the mic with all that booing. Oh, my gosh, you guys were so loud. Like, sometimes you notice if I take this ear out, right? It's because I want to be able to hear you guys really good, so I'll know the reaction or whatever, because if I have both of my IFBs in, I can hear what's going on the microphones, but maybe not really hear the audience so well. So you see me plug that bad boy in, that's because I can't hear anything. And Brandon, you guys were so freaking loud booing her that I don't know if you noticed, but she kind of got startled. That's why I said, hey, if you're waiting on them to stop, they're not going to until you leave. So I thought that was a good little thing. Patrick says, what do you think of the Outbreak as JCW Juggalo Tag Team Champions? Good for them, man. We can talk more about them on members only, but good for them. Side-Eye Doll, what is the guy's name who looks like I Show Speed in your company? Who looks like I Show Speed, y'all? Come on, who is that? You look like Jimmy Lee's son. I don't know who that is. What's up? How are you? Neo? Closed caskets here. Can you get John Moran at the WrestleCenter for a feature? I would love that. Are you kidding me? I would love to have Tony Allen there. My dad has all white hair, man. Looks like Tommy Rich or Ric Flair. The moment Justin Case steps out of the house, things absolutely fell apart. That is so true. Bo, you hit the nail right on the head. Are you kidding me? The 1 and 2 weeks that Justin Case isn't there to keep these two egomaniacs in check, now all of a sudden they're bickering, they're snatching championships from one another. What is going on? Is it true that Shawn Michaels is related to the Gun Show? No, that is not true. All right, guys, we're at the 1850 mark, so we've got, let's say we've got about a minute. So if you want to throw anything in there to hear last minute on the live reaction, of course, we do this each and every week. Next week is another big episode. We'll see how King Cobra reacts in response to Ray Sanders defeating Aaron Roberts. That should be big. CJ Blaine looks like I Show Speed. Okay. All right, man. That's cool. Mukoa Island is here. Not sure what that means. But thank you guys for joining us. Of course, we are live every single week. We have a brand new episode of Memphis Wrestling. You can watch every Friday before anybody else if you are on members only. And then, of course, we air on WMC Action News 5+, THV 11+, WBBJ in Jackson, Tennessee, Fight TV. We are behind the paywall on the subscription. And then also right here on YouTube, Off Topic, Ole Miss is spanking the Citadel at halftime 28-0. Oh, I hate to see that the Tigers lost last night. Not sure why this bro is calling me a kitten. I'm not even sure what that means. But We are all out of time. I need you to come join us on Members Only because I have 2 pages worth of stuff that we're going to talk about, and you are going to love it. Aaron Roberts looks like Jake Paul. I've also heard that he looks like Jelly Roll. Jelly Roll or Jake Paul. All right, I am Dustin Starr saying so long, everybody. Oh, yeah. Members Only.